Here's your wrestling news for December 5th, 2025. Your headlines for today include 2026 Royal Rumble favorite revealed, shocking name leads the pack. New evidence proves Austin Theory was not the masked WWE attacker. WWE drops official suspect list for Mystery WarGames Attacker. Backlash erupts over Gunther as Cena's final opponent. Gunther finally reacts. Netflix in talk to buy AEW's TV partner, huge trouble for Tony Khan. Update on Darby Allin after injury reveal on AEW Dynamite. WWE's green shirt guy mystery solved after years. Bryan Danielson gives heartbreaking update as neck issues worsen, and more. WWE's next major push may already be taking shape, and it points straight toward Bron Breakker. Even though the Royal Rumble is still weeks away, a new report suggests the company could be locking in its 2026 winner well ahead of schedule. According to WrestleVotes Radio, Breakker is currently viewed as the leading favorite within WWE's creative team to win the 2026 Royal Rumble, which takes place on January 31st in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The event is already historic as the first Royal Rumble ever held outside North America, and it appears WWE wants an equally impactful winner to headline the match. If Breakker does go the distance and wins the Rumble, the implication becomes clear. Logic points to CM Punk retaining the World Heavyweight Championship on January 5th, 2026, when he defends the title on WWE Raw. And with Breakker now positioned as the creative team's leading pick to win the Royal Rumble, it strongly suggests that he'll circle back for a second showdown with Punk at WrestleMania 42, this time challenging for the world title on the biggest stage and walking out as champion in Las Vegas. While WrestleVotes didn't share anything beyond the Rumble discussions, the message is unmistakable. WWE sees massive potential in Breakker, and the company may be ready to push him into the spotlight in a way that shapes the entire 2026 main event picture. Should Bron Breakker win the Royal Rumble, or do you see someone else stepping up to take that spot? Share your thoughts below and let us know your early pick for Royal Rumble 2026. A masked intruder hijacked the finish of War Games at Survivor Series last weekend, and ever since, the WWE Universe has been trying to figure out who was behind the stunt. The moment has fueled non-stop speculation, especially after the attacker climbed the cage and delivered a stomp that looked almost identical to Seth Rollins. Several outlets quickly pointed to Austin Theory as the most likely suspect, noting that he's one of the few stars athletic enough to pull off that spot, but fans watching closely have pointed out a key detail. The masked figure's eye color doesn't match Theory's. Whether he is eventually revealed as the culprit or not, the person who delivered the stomp inside War Games was not Theory. That raises the question, was Austin Theory even at Survivor Series? Reports indicated that Theory was originally factored into the War Games match before late changes removed him from final plans. Many assumed he was still involved from behind the mask, but images circulating online show a clear difference between Theory and the intruder. It's worth remembering that WWE has used stand-ins for masked characters before. The La Luchadora storyline is a prime example, where multiple women played the role before the final reveal turned out to be Mickie James. That history suggests WWE could have easily used a stunt performer to execute the attack on CM Punk, saving the real identity for later, potentially revealing someone like Theory when the storyline reaches its climax. Some fans have argued that the masked star could have been wearing colored contacts to throw viewers off. The bright blue eyes seen on camera have also led others to rule out Seth Rollins, who naturally has dark brown eyes. Blue eyes narrow the field, though the main roster still includes several possibilities, typically among fair-skinned, blonde-haired talent. Adding to the intrigue, WWE fueled the conversation even more. In a segment compiled by the Pat McAfee Show contributor Mark Cabali, WWE released an official suspect list ranking potential culprits behind the closing stomp that sealed the Vision's victory inside War Games. Randy Orton was placed at the top. His complicated history with Punk stretches back more than a decade, including major conflicts like their WrestleMania 27 feud. Orton's sudden disappearance from television makes him a strong candidate for a dramatic return, and Cabali noted that Punk's massive November 2023 comeback overshadowed Orton's own return, something that couldn't have gone over well with Orton. He had even shown subtle signs of a heel turn before stepping away. Austin Theory and Seth Rollins followed on the list, though Rollins' eye color makes him an unlikely match. The list then drifted into less logical names such as John Cena, LA Knight, and even Becky Lynch, Sami Zayn, and AJ Styles, clearly meant to stir discussion rather than serve as serious contenders. For now, the identity of the masked figure remains unconfirmed, but with Saturday night's main event approaching and John Cena's farewell match on the horizon, WWE seems poised to push this mystery toward a major reveal. Who do you think attacked CM Punk at WarGames? Share your thoughts and theories in the comment section below. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. Gunther's momentum toward John Cena's retirement match looked undeniable after his dominant win over Solo Sikoa in the semifinals of the Last Time Is Now tournament on WWE Raw. After defeating Sikoa, Gunther posted a brief but confident 3-word message on Instagram that made his mindset for the finals unmistakably clear: next stage ahead. Behind the scenes, however, the atmosphere is far more complicated. WrestleVotes reports that several influential members within WWE don't love the idea of Gunther being the man to close out Cena's legendary career. The match is expected to become one of the most significant retirement bouts in wrestling history, and not everyone is convinced Gunther is the right choice. Adding to that sentiment, John Cena Sr. voiced his own concerns during an appearance on the All Access podcast. He argued that Gunther does not need the rub and suggested the matchup would not be the most fitting career conclusion for his son. He also questioned whether fans would embrace Gunther as the final opponent and named stars such as Kurt Angle and Adam Copeland as stronger options for a last ever Cena match. Despite this criticism and debate surrounding WWE's internal decision-making, Gunther is keeping his focus on what immediately is in front of him. He'll meet LA Knight in the tournament final this Friday, December 5th on SmackDown in Austin, Texas. Who, in your opinion, should face Cena and why? Sound off in the comments below. A major shakeup could be looming over the wrestling world as Netflix has entered exclusive talks to acquire Warner Bros. Discovery, the parent company of TNT, TBS, Max, and the entire television home of AEW. If the deal goes through, it would be one of the most dramatic media power moves in recent years, with direct implications for Tony Khan's company. According to The Wrap, Netflix has put forward an offer of $30 a share for WBD's studio and streaming assets, surpassing competing bids from Paramount and Comcast. The proposal also includes a massive $5 billion breakup fee, matching terms from Paramount's earlier offer, and making it clear Netflix is serious about sealing this deal. Puck News initially reported that Netflix may be considering a bid, but at this stage it's no longer speculation, it's a developing acquisition. If Netflix takes control of WBD, AEW's future becomes complicated overnight. The promotion is called TNT and TBS Home since its 2019 launch and partners with Max for streaming. But starting in 2025, Netflix will be the exclusive home of weekly live WWE programming through Monday Night Raw, marking the company's first major jump into live sports programming. If Netflix doesn't view AEW as part of that broader strategy, Tony Khan could find himself having to renegotiate, relocate, or completely restructure AEW's broadcast model. If Netflix decides AEW doesn't align with its long-term vision, the promotion may need to seek a new home. And with WWE already secured on Netflix, AEW could face its most significant broadcast challenge since its creation. Do you think Netflix will keep AEW programming after a WBD takeover? And should Tony Khan already be preparing a backup plan? Share your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear where you think this story is headed. Darby Allin's condition is beginning to take shape after AEW announced on Dynamite that he's not medically cleared for travel or in-ring competition. The update came 1 week after Allin was taken to the hospital following his Continental Classic match against Kevin Knight, and AEW confirmed that more information will be provided on this week's episode of Collision. A new report offers a small but meaningful update. On Wrestling Observer Radio, it was explained that the injury is believed to have occurred during Allin's match with Knight. The exact moment where it happened is still unknown, but the bout was described as physically intense from start to finish, leaving room for multiple possibilities. Bryan Alvarez added that Allin has since been released from the hospital and was able to travel home, which is a positive sign even though he has not yet been cleared to return. Alvarez and Dave Meltzer both made it clear that they do not currently know Allin's full medical status or whether he'll be able to continue competing in the Continental Classic. There's also still no official word on the specific nature of the injury. With Collision set to deliver the next update, fans are waiting to see whether this setback sidelines Darby completely or becomes part of a storyline that keeps him in the tournament picture. Either way, his status remains one of the biggest questions heading into the weekend. One of WWE's most recognizable superfans finally had his mystery cleared up, and despite years of speculation, he is not sitting in the front row for free. For years, fans have spotted Green Shirt Guy positioned front and center at nearly every premium live event, becoming a familiar part of WWE's live crowd. His near-constant presence sparked countless theories online, with the most popular claiming he once got injured at a WWE show and received lifetime front row seats as part of a legal settlement. Logan Paul brought that rumor straight to WWE President Nick Khan during a recent episode of the Impulsive podcast. Paul asked if there was any truth to the idea the Green Shirt Guy had been accidentally hit at an event and compensated with permanent front row access to avoid a lawsuit. Khan shut that down immediately. "Definitely not," he said, putting an end to the speculation once and for all. He explained that there's no secret deal, no legal arrangement, and no behind-the-scenes privilege keeping Green Shirt Guy at ringside. The truth is much simpler and far more straightforward. "He pays for his seats," Khan explained. "He pays a premium for those seats through On Location, and that's why he gets to be in the front row." So the long-running fan theory can officially be retired. There's no hidden WWE agreement, no backstage connections, and no settlement. Green Shirt Guy is exactly what he appears to be, a passionate fan who shows up, invests heavily, and makes sure he's part of the action every time. His story is a reminder that not every familiar face on TV is the result of insider perks. Sometimes it's simply dedication and a willingness to pay the price to experience WWE at the closest possible vantage point. What do you think about Nick Khan's comments? And did you ever believe the rumor about Green Shirt Guy before this? Share your thoughts below. We want to hear from you. Bryan Danielson's delivered his most honest update yet on his health, and it's not the news fans were hoping for. After spending more than a year away from in-ring action, the American Dragon revealed in a new interview with Chris Van Vliet that his neck issues have reached a serious point. Any chance of a comeback now appears unlikely, and Danielson made it clear that the situation is worse than many realized. He explained that his neck has significant degeneration and that surgery is becoming harder to avoid. What makes it even more difficult is that the increased travel from his AEW Dynamite commentary role has only accelerated the problem. "So I have degeneration throughout my entire neck from C1 to T2. I'm on the cusp of needing surgery. I'd really like to avoid it as much as possible. I'd like to never get neck surgery. I was actually doing really well until I started traveling more for the commentary, and now it's really gone downhill." Danielson admitted that he had been holding on to a sense of hope, and maybe even fooling himself, that he could return for a limited run, but the reality of his condition has pushed him to face the truth. "I had these delusions of, okay, maybe I can get back and do a little bit of wrestling. Now I see that they're really delusions, because this traveling is this is not a good idea." When asked directly if he considers himself retired, Danielson didn't fully commit to the word, but acknowledged what it really means for his wrestling future. "I hate the R word because I was forced to retire before. I never consider myself fully retired. I think this is how a lot of wrestlers think. Well, I think I could do this in this situation if needed or called upon. But yeah, effectively, for the Bryan Danielson that I used to be, yeah, that guy doesn't exist anymore." Even without competing, Danielson remains an active presence in AEW. He's a regular voice on Dynamite commentary and even got involved physically at AEW Allin, Texas during a chaotic brawl with the Death Riders. But for fans holding out hope that the American Dragon might return for one more run, his honesty makes it clear that that chapter is likely closed. The toll of his legendary career is catching up, and while the heart remains willing, the body simply may not be able to follow. Don't miss our next video coming at 5:30 p.m. Eastern with all the latest wrestling updates. Smash that bell icon and select all notifications so you're always in the loop.